Hello everyone, it is Kha'zix and I'm here to present to you guys some League action. This time we have Indefinite versus L5TS, which is Leage5 Titans. So we've got Maokai, Tristana, Kha'zix, Shen, and Tarek versus Jarvan, Caitlyn, Nidalee, Jace, and Lulu. I had no idea that this was going to be a team v team game, because I was just going to be spectating off of one of the players that's in this game that I have on my friends list. This is legit starting as soon as the game, we're getting in as soon as the game starts, pretty much. I went through the 3-minute delay that it has passively to, prevent stream sniping and stuff like that for tournaments. So, yeah, it's going to be hopefully a pretty good game. I'm not going to say who I have on my friends list here, but if they're watching this video, they know who I'm spectating off of, which hopefully they are. Because let's be honest here, they were in one of the tournaments I previously casted, and yeah, hopefully they can just have a little bit of fun with this and know about the channel in some sort of way. So, Jungle Maokai versus Jungle Jarvan. That's pretty standard, it's nothing out of the ordinary for, team v team fight. Then you've got, Tristana versus Caitlyn as the ADCs, pretty standard. Both teams are very, very standard for who they're going to be going against. Top Jace versus top Shen. I don't think it could be even more standard than that. Aside from, top Yorick versus top, let's see, would have to be maybe Darius that I've seen top as well, versus a Yorick or Garen or Jax. There's a lot of champions that could be a very good combo. But yeah, as you can see, we're pretty much live. So I'm gonna go ahead and just switch some of this stuff around really quick, just for my sake. Alright, alright, so yeah. There we go, manual. Actually, no, let's have it on direct to camera for now. I have no idea why, decided to drag people where I didn't want to drag them to, but either way, fixing that now. Jarvan can go there. Okay, Caitlyn can... Eventually, I'll be able to get the champions where I want them to be. This looks about right. So, I don't know. Oh, here we go. L5TS is on the purple side, and that means it's going to be InDef on the blue team. Looks like now we've got a invade coming in here on the blue for the blue team here. So they're going to go ahead and just deny the blue here for Jarvan, but he may just go ahead and take his red, then swing over and take Maokai's blue. Because what's most likely going to happen here is Maokai's going to go ahead, take this blue, swing around, take his red, and then hop middle or something like that. Either hop middle or hop to bottom. We will have to see though. But aside from a tournament game, this is as close as we can get to it being live. And I did bring you a tournament game once before, guys, so yeah, be happy with that. But yeah, it looks like they'll go ahead and take the... Caitlyn and Lulu will at least take the wolves here, so deny just that little bit of extra experience for that Maokai. Or not Maokai, for Jarvan. And... okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just rewind that really quick. So, there's Lulu, there's Caitlyn. Here we go. So, the rest of the blue teams, the blue team is right over here. They go ahead and get the stun on Lulu, and Tristana jumps in and gets the kill. Now she jumps on top of that Caitlyn, may actually get the double kill here. No, looks like that Caitlyn will get away, and yeah, looks like Maokai is gonna go ahead and take the blue over here, as I, kind of figured he would. Now he's probably gonna go ahead, possibly swing middle here, and it looks like, yeah, he might be doing that. And no, looks like he's gonna head and try and see if he can get his blue after taking Jarvan's. And Jarvan's actually heading top right now to go ahead and gank this Shen, which Shen has to back up, otherwise he will most certainly die. And it looks like he's just getting poked actually by Nidalee, and here we go. Now Shen's about to, well, not die, but take a lot of damage. That You know, Shen does have to use his flash, and yeah, he will die here to the ignite from Caitlyn, or not Caitlyn, I'm sorry, Nidalee. Nidalee gets the ignite off pretty much right about over here, or over here rather, and Shen didn't have enough health regen to, you know, escape that. Or not escape it, but survive it, rather. But Lulu giving that first blood to Tristana certainly doesn't help at all that much, but I mean, let's just look at the gold differences really quick here. Just immediately, there's about a 400 gold difference in that 400 gold first blood. But team-wise, gold, you know, team gold-wise, they're even. They're as even as you can get. I think there might be, you know, 50 to 100, well, I would say about 50 gold difference here or there, give or take. You know, Tristana is definitely falling way behind in the CS now versus Caitlyn. But the gold from the kill makes up for that just slightly. Tristana actually has to go ahead and pop her barrier and pop her flash, I believe, to get out of that. And no, she just popped her rocket jump, that was all. And this Taric now taking a ton of damage, and looks like Taric and Tristana are going to go ahead and have to back out here. Or at least Taric's going to stay in the lane to go ahead and, you know, not die. Well, not let the tower die at least, or take a lot of damage. And I need to go ahead and change this really quick. There we go. Nidalee top, not Jace top. So Kha'zix middle is a fairly standard thing to do. Kha'zix you'd either see in the middle or in the jungle. If he's middle, he's gonna be one hell of an assassin, really. Because middle is one of those lanes where, yeah, it's a very high gank potential, but you also have the opportunity to get more ganks for yourself. You know, your jungle has the same amount of attack paths as your enemy's jungle, stuff like that. And, you know, it's just a wider area, plus, you know, Kha'zix can just kind of leap around the entire area and get kills easily. His W will allow him to farm slightly easier, and allow him to stay in the lane for slightly longer as well. And the first item he should be working towards, or might be working towards rather, is a Tear of the Goddess, and go for a Manamune. I don't know if it'll be exactly that, but I know Manamune and then having that turn into a Muramana is a very standard thing to do on Kha'zix. It's probably one of the most standard items you can get on him, aside from, you know, let's just say Bloodthirster, because just about every, you know, AD character gets a Bloodthirster at this point in the game. Jace right now going ahead and backing out here. He oddly enough doesn't. He could have just stayed in lane, pushed it even further. Now he has his Tear of the Goddess, but he doesn't really have much damage to speak of. Whereas Kha'zix kind of does have damage. You know, he has 107 AD versus the, what is it, 79 of Jace. But Jace has, you know, armor to his advantage. And I would think the Shen kind of knows, or has an idea of where Jarvan is. Just because Jarvan hasn't shown his face in quite a while. Meantime, we've got some harassment going on down here onto that Caitlyn. Caitlyn just surviving, barely though, but surviving. Maokai comes in here with the nice root and forces that Lulu to use her flash, but other than that, no actual kill. And Tristana now, she's definitely caught up, and she's slightly ahead versus Caitlyn, thanks to the explosive shot primarily. Explosive shot definitely helps in this scenario, because Tristana was behind, but now she's ahead. Or she's on par, rather. Tristana opting to go for the pickaxe first instead of going for, a Vampiric Scepter, which means she can't sustain in lane for as long as Caitlyn can, for instance, but she will do just a little more damage than Caitlyn does. Plus, she has a heal with Taric, so it's, you know, it's a fair trade-off in her eyes. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it that, but she's definitely probably going to be working towards a Infinity Edge first. And I think Taric just healed a minion on accident, because that looked like it was going to be going towards Tristana, and healed a minion that was already at full health. Pretty standard game thus far. I'm going to go ahead and change it to a directed camera, just that way because I know I have a tendency of missing stuff, and I'd rather not. I don't know why the directed camera is keeping us down here at bottom. I guess it's like, nah, Shen wasn't taking all that much damage, he's fine. But I did notice that, guys. I did notice that. And this is pretty much an opportune time, because it's just dead air right now, for me to go ahead and tell you guys that I'm still accepting, well, I'm always going to be accepting now StarCraft 2 and Dota 2 replays for me to go ahead and cast for you guys. I don't care what league you're in, I don't care how good you are, I'll cast the game. It's more practice for me, and it's just better for all of us in general, so that way, again, I get more practice, the videos get better, the calls get better, all of that fun jazz. And it looks like now we have Kha'zix taking just a little beating here from that Jace. Not a whole lot though, and Jace goes ahead and knocks Kha'zix back, and Kha'zix now, he doesn't have his Blade of the Rune King, or not his Blade of the Rune King, his Tear of the Goddess yet. Which, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. Nidalee's already working towards it, or she has it, and she's working towards a Rite of Ages already. She has her, excuse me, Blasting Wand. And Jace doing a ton of damage right here, just popping everything he can while in that form, while in the hammer form, and helps secure the kill with Jarvan. Jarvan popped his ult in a 2v1 scenario. I don't know if he necessarily had to do that. Yeah, it stopped Kha'zix from running away, but really Kha'zix had no way of getting away besides Flash. His jump was down because he used it to get on top of that Jace and do just a little more damage. And Nidalee doing a surprising amount of damage to that Shen. Wow, that shows you the power of Nidalee right about now. Granted, she's a little, I wouldn't say overpowered early game, but she's definitely a hassle to deal with. Nice root right there by Maokai, and that Nidalee's gonna probably die here if she's not lucky. And yes, she dies, and Shen picks up the kill with the Key Strike. Or no, not Key Strike, I'm sorry. Vorpal Blade. I was relatively close. It was next to his passive, you know, relatively speaking. And uh-oh, that Jarvan just goes in and kills Tristana with a Demacian Standard into his Q. Yeah, that happens. And now Caitlyn's taking a ton of turrets, and Shen actually is forced to pop his ultimate here to save that Taric. Shen gets the nice taunt off on Jarvan and picks up the kill on Jarvan underneath the tower. And Maokai gets the nice twisted advance onto Caitlyn right here. And Caitlyn's probably going to die here in about 3 seconds, yes, and Kha'zix picks up the kill with his Q. So nice for Kha'zix, definitely now putting him in a slight advantage versus Jace. Not a huge amount though. Jace, in the meantime, speaking of him, just went ahead and pushed that middle tower to, to a big advantage for him. It's now about, what, half health? About half health. So that's the thing. The middle tower on the purple side still almost near full. The turrets right now, they're relatively low for the blue side. All three front towers are relatively low, whereas the towers for the purple side haven't been touched. Maybe 1 or 2 minion shots or 1 or 2 champion shots, but that's really it. And I gotta say, I like this ward coverage right now from the purple team. They can see all attack routes. They know where Taric is. They know where everything is. And Jarvan right now getting stunned right there by Taric and knocking Taric up. And I don't know, this is pretty actually interesting. This is like the only sort of combat going on right about now. And Tristana's gonna go ahead and save that Taric right here. Jarvan going ahead and wisely backing out here because Kha'zix is coming in now. Lulu goes ahead and pops her ultimate to get away from Kha'zix and slow him down just a little bit. Meantime, Shen up top gets the kill on Nidalee with the help of Maokai. And Kha'zix right now trying to jump away, and he actually is forced to flash away and gets killed by Caitlyn right there. Don't even think that was an ult from Caitlyn. No, it wasn't, because it was a relatively short CD. Meantime, Jace gets the kill on Taric over here in the bush, and that just trying to get a kill on somebody here, and nice ult right there by Caitlyn. Doesn't do that much damage, however, because of that barrier by Tristana, but it does force the barrier, and you gotta remember, Caitlyn's ult, relatively short cooldown versus, say, barrier's cooldown. But yeah, definitely good ward coverage here by the purple team. Very, very poor ward coverage for the blue team. They have no vision here, no vision here, none here, or here. They have no vision here, no vision up here. In the meantime, Caitlyn gets the kill down here on Tristana with the help of her teammates, and Maokai right now is just soaking up a ton of damage and trying not to die and actually do some sort of damage to that Caitlyn right about now is proving to be a complete powerhouse. And, you know, she's one of those ADCs right about now that's very, like, she's going to be one of the first picks for an ADC, that is. Not saying she's first pick automatically, but she's one of those, like, alright, so these are, like, the best current ADCs due to the metagame. And Lulu, I believe, has always just been a strong support in the correct hands. You know, any support is very good in the correct hands. Let's be honest with that. No two ways about it. But certain supports are better than others in certain situations. Meantime, the blue team is going to go ahead and take Dragon here, which will help with the gold disadvantage they are currently at. So right now it's about a 1.7k gold deficit for the blue team and a 1 kill difference. Meantime, Shen just trying to do what he can to Nidalee, see if he can just do some sort of damage while not take any himself. Caitlyn's taking a little damage here and there from Tristana. Same thing with Tristana, taking a little damage here and there from Caitlyn. Actually, Tristana taking a lot more than Caitlyn is because Caitlyn can heal back without Bloodthirster. That's definitely pulling her head right about now. That Nidalee going in, still pushing up top, and Kha'zix going in and taking blue here. That Chair of the Goddess is starting to get, you know, sort of stacked up for Kha'zix, not as much as it is for Jace. I mean, Jace right now has it 372 mana, or extra mana. You gotta remember though, popping Jace's ultimate, it does give you, you know, it does count as a spell being casted towards that Tier of the Goddess charge. So you can go ahead and spam your ultimate all day like Jace is doing right now. Even though he's not attacking anything, he's just gonna go ahead and spam it, get the extra mana for really not wasting any whatsoever. Meantime, Lulu trying to go ahead and put a shield here on Caitlyn, does obviously manage to do it. And Caitlyn doing a ton of damage to Tristana, actually popping her ult on Tristana early. Because again, the ult on Caitlyn's relatively low, it's about 80 seconds, give or take. Yeah, about 86 seconds. Meantime, we see Maokai get caught out here by both Jarvan and Nidalee. And Jarvan picks up the kill with a little bit of help from Nidalee. You know, Demacian standard with the Q really helps. Meantime, Caitlyn goes in and takes the turret down bottom. And this is just looking really good for the purple team right about now. Tristana jumps around top of that Caitlyn. Shen ults around to Tristana. And nice start there by Taric. And nice knockup there by Lulu trying to save that. Trying to save Katarina. Trying to save Caitlyn. And doesn't manage to do so. Tristana does pick up the kill. So, you know, Lulu again trying to do what she can. But, you know, when you get taunted by Shen, you get stunned by Taric. And just focused down by Tristana, that's a very tough combo to deal with. Meantime, Jarvan trying to get the kill on Kha'zix here, and Kha'zix going ahead and just wisely backing out here, except I think that was the wrong move, and yes it was. Jarvan picks up the kill with just his Demacian standard. Oh no, it wasn't even his standard, it was just an auto attack with his passive, and it looks like Jarvan now goes ahead and dies to Maokai with the help of Shen. Always forget about Shen and the Key Strike. Key Strike does a ton of damage. People forget about that, as well as Vorpal Blade. Vorpal Blade does a ton of damage, and flash right there by Jace trying to get away from that Twisted Advance, but it's not going to work. Twisted Advance doesn't care, and that Maokai picked up the kill, and Maokai, I don't know why he Twisted Advance onto a minion, but he did, and yeah, Nidalee picks up the kill with her spear, and now trying to pick up the kill yet again onto this Maokai, and does do that. Maokai walks kind of right into that spear, and that might be a dead Taric here if they decide to go in on him. No, it looks like they're going to go ahead and back out here. Caitlyn will take a couple of turret hits, but the turret will surely die, and yep, there it goes. I just noticed Caitlyn's, or not Caitlyn, Nidalee's name, House MD. Nice. That is, you know, I didn't actually notice that until now. But yeah, it looks like Caitlyn doing just a surprising amount of damage to that Taric. Tristana going ahead and pushing top up here. And forcing Jarvan to go ahead and just come top, prevent her from taking the tower. But that's one less person to help in that team fight middle. For both sides, that is. But Jarvan's more of an asset to team right now than Tristana is. Tristana needs to get her farm up. She needs to get level 2 boots, which she finally has. She needs to get some sort of lifesteal now to be able to compete with Caitlyn. Caitlyn right now is working towards, I want to say, a Zeal and get her Phantom Dancer relatively soon. And this Jace right about now he's got a Last Whisper and a Brutalizer already. So he's pretty much armor pen capped percentage wise. he can still get, you know, a Black Cleaver and have insane amounts of armor pen and doing almost pure damage to Tristana, for instance, because Tristana has almost no armor whatsoever. But in the meantime, nice ult right there by Jarvan, catching just a few people and forcing them to flash out of it. And Jarvan right here taking a ton of damage, but the entirety of the blue team taking a ton of damage for their trouble. And nice ult right there by Tristana trying to save her teammates. Jace in the meantime picks up the kill on Maokai. Caitlyn picks up the kill on Taric here. And Jarvan trying to pick up the kill on somebody else here. And looks like that's going to be it. Jace doing a ton more damage with, you know, his Q in the crossbow stance with the accelerant gate. So definitely going in the purple team's favor right about now. It's about 6.6k gold in their favor roughly. So they're in relatively good standings, and they also have 4 kills going for them. Lulu, almost no AP to speak of, but it doesn't matter. She's, you know, support. She don't need that much AP to be support. You know, that's what a lot of people also forget is your support, you kind of want to have the GP10 items, and you also want to kind of have, you know, the wards. That's your biggest job as support. Ward, GP10, ward. Save your teammates' ass. Plain and simple. That's the life of a support in a nutshell. Purple team looking to try and go for a dragon here once it's up. Blue team's going to contest it, and rightfully so. That dragon's pretty much one of the only things keeping the blue team in this game. Caitlyn right about now is still not gone back to base yet. She can go ahead and buy her Zeal, I believe. She does have more than enough gold for it, and she can work towards the Phantom Dancer. Or she can work towards the Static Shiv, whichever she prefers to do first. I would say this Phantom Dancer because of the, you know, no more unit collision. Twisted Advance comes in right here onto Lulu. And I think it was Lulu anyway, and Maokai forced to use his ult and just draining his mana right there. Jarvan ults and Kha'zix gets out of it with a flash, and just so much damage going on right now. Jarvan picks up the kill on Maokai, just picks up the kill on Taric. Tristana picks up the kill onto Caitlyn, and Nidalee trying to get the kill right here onto Tristana, and will be able to do so. Nidalee goes into Cougar form and gets it. Kha'zix gets away just barely. And Shen barely gets away. So very good team engagement there for the purple team. I wouldn't be surprised to see Caitlyn now. Well, she should have already bought. Yeah, she has her Zeal and she's now working towards the Phantom Dancer as I originally called. This Jace right about now should be thinking about going for his Manamune. Just because the Tier of the Goddess is maxed on mana. The next item he gets will probably be level 2 boots, because let's be honest, he needs, you know, at this stage of the game you kind of need to have those. He has 1.7k gold, he can get his level 2 boots, and then get the longsword, or just go straight for a Manamune, or get a BF sword and work towards a Bloodthirster. That's an option too. You know, Manamune is definitely nice, we'll give him a lot of, you know, AD plus. You know, the mana regen's always nice, stuff like that. The active from the Muramana is nice as well, because the second he gets the Manamune, it's instantly upgraded, you know, to the Muramana. Caitlyn right now, surprising amount of attack speed, only 1.3, or 1.3 now. But that's still a surprising amount for this. Actually, no, it's not even a surprising amount, it's just a standard amount for this point in time. Now, I've got no idea what the purple team is, you know, or not what the purple team, the blue team is thinking of right now, because obviously they're losing in a big way. We can obviously tell that. They probably know this, but, you know, the purple team might not realize how ahead they actually are. You know, Caitlyn does go ahead and get an ult here on Kha'Zix again. Ult relatively short on Caitlyn, so not a huge deal. Jace going ahead and doing more damage with, you know, Accelerant Gate plus his Q in the crossbow stance. You know, it's a decent amount of damage, nothing too extreme, but it's enough. Nice jump hit right there by Jarvan. However, it's not enough to actually secure a kill on anybody, and I have actually no idea why, you know, the direct camera is taking action away from us. Yeah, So I'm not going to use directed camera from here on out. Like, first few minutes of the game, it's alright, but after that, yeah, I kind of need to do manual, because I can see better with that. Meantime, we see Kha'zix right here dying straight up to Nidalee. This Jace right here trying to do some sort of damage to somebody. Caitlyn, in the meantime, gets the turret kill. Lulu gets the kill on Maokai. That is a very odd thing to have happen. Shen gets a nice taunt in here onto that Jarvan. However, Tristana does get killed here by Caitlyn. Same thing with Shen. Shen dies to Caitlyn. Nidalee gets the kill on Taric, and that's an ace. Now I think the purple team's gonna go ahead and they would be wise to just go ahead and take the inhibitor or the Nexus towers. The only one that's gonna be alive is gonna be Kha'Zix, and he won't be useful for another 7 seconds or so. Because I remember it does take about 2-3 seconds to get from here to here so he can jump in and stuff, and that's just gonna be game. But this shows you the efficiency of, you know, team game. You know, since we can obviously see the game's done and everything, let's just go over the KDA and stuff like that now. So, Shen v Nidalee. Shen's 335, Nidalee is 628. Shen CS 93, Nidalee's 158. Nidalee also had, you know, Rabadon's Death Cap. She had her Magi Soul Stealer. How many stacks did she have? She had 7 stacks of her Soul Stealer. That's she had 404 AP without them going Baron, without getting an Archangel staff and then having that turn into the Seraph's Embrace. That is a lot. Shen, what did he have? Sunfire Cape and Boots. That's really it. Maokai versus Jarvan. Maokai has his Spirit of the... Actually, I can't even see it there. Here we go. Spirit of the Ancient Golem. And he also has Boots of Mobility plus Home Guard. Okay, and he was working towards an Aegis of the Legion. Alright, that's fine. Whatever. 254 for him and 67 CS. Jarvan, who had 90 CS. 5213 had Runic Bulwark, had the... I can't even tell what that is. The Spirit of the Elder Lizard, and the Ninja Tabby. That's it, that's all he had. Kha'Zix versus Jace. Kha'Zix was 143 with 157 CS. He had a Brutalizer, a Manamune, Ninja Tabby with Home Guard, and Doran's Blade. That's really it. He was ahead, you know, by by 7 CS versus Jace, which looks of it, he was the only one to be ahead on CS versus the purple team. But it doesn't matter. Jace was 3-1-10. Those 10 assists really help him in a, you know, I don't like saying this, but in a huge, huge way. You know, he was 150 CS. He had a Last Whisper, BF Sword, Brutalizer, a Tear of the Goddess that would have been turned into a Muramana whenever he went back to base if he had to, and it looks like he was working towards a Ninja Tabby. Tristana, who was 340, 148 CS, has a Zeal, a Infinity Edge, and Berserker Greaves with Home Guard, as well as a Doran's Blade. Nothing too exciting there except for the Infinity Edge. That's the big ticket item on her. Caitlyn, 169 CS, 5, 3, and 7. She's obviously ahead in Tristana, you know, more ways than one. She has a Bloodthirster, a Zeal, Berserker Greaves, without Home Guard. That's the biggest difference. She was also just about to get her Phantom Dancer before the game ended, pretty much. And Taric versus Lulu. Really, their supports, it didn't matter all that much, but let's just check the goal differences here, okay? So, overall goal differences. Between Shen and Nidalee, it was 3.1k in favor of Nidalee. Between Maokai and Jarvan, it was 2.4k roughly in favor of Jarvan. Between Kha'Zix and Jace, it was 1.9k in favor of Jace. Closest matchup right there, pretty much. Between Tristana and Caitlyn, it was 2.2k favor in Caitlyn's favor, obviously. And between Taric and Lulu, it was 2.8k gold favor and going to Lulu because, 11 assists adds up quickly. But yeah, the plays and the positioning by the purple team just show you how cohesive as a team they are, and how cohesive as a team you guys have to be if you decide you want to be on a team. You have to know a lot of in-depth stuff about your allies and stuff like that. And when you're going up against another team, you don't know what to expect, but you can expect, well, you know what to expect from champions, not the players. Like Shen, he's going to be pretty beefy. Same thing with Maokai. Kha'zix, he's going to try and, assassinate people. Tristana is going to try and sit back and do a ton of damage. And Tarek's going to be that beefy support, stunning and causing a whole lot of disruption in the fights. Natalie, that she's going to be either in cougar form, just, raking face, or chucking spears at people and healing her allies. Jarvan, he's going to be the beefy, bruiser that he's meant to be. Hands down, regardless of what lane he's in, stuff like that. Jace, pretty much same thing. He's going to be the beefy bruiser, no matter what lane he's in, obviously. Caitlyn, she's going to be, try and sit back as much as possible. Maybe pop her ult early to try and get, just some base damage done and make it easier to kill somebody. And Lily's just going to be a disruptive force with her, with her polymorph, her whimsy, her ultimate. Just everything about her screams disruptive. So you know what to expect from the champions, but not the players. Maybe do a little research if you're going to be going in a team v team game. Obviously it helps in tournaments, but when you're just going spur of the moment like that, and you get queued up versus another team, you don't know what to expect. Maybe LOL king them, LOL king one of their players and see how they do, and just go from there. I don't know. That's up to the teams themselves to decide, but yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the starting at, 0 minutes in, starting at the loading screen, obviously. Don't forget I am accepting, replays for StarCraft 2 and Dota 2. Send them to sgamingtech@gmail.com. And that is really it. My name has been Shadowswom, and I will talk to you all next time.